The relentless pressures of the fast-paced modern world almost cost me my family. We were buried in work, our kids were at school, we'd only see them for an hour or two at a time every night, and me and my wife were slowly growing apart with all the stresses of the 21st century. We were a family living in the same roof, but miles apart in our own worlds. To prevent everything from turning to ruins, we decided to travel the world full-time to try and reconnect with each other and bring back the heart and soul of our family. As you can imagine, selling everything we have and packing everything up wasn't an easy decision to make. But I just want to paint the picture of what our life was like, because I honestly think there's a lot of people that were in our situation. We were living the Australian, the American dream. We had a business that was able to support my family. We had the boats, the cars, the caravan. And honestly, I thought having all this stuff would fill a hole inside me, which it didn't. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. I don't like to admit it, but a lot of this stuff was bought to keep up with the Joneses. I seen other people that had a boat, seen the Instagram pictures of how happy they were as a family on the boat, and thought, wow, if I get this boat, then I'm going to be happy with my family having good times on a boat, which it never happened because we're in the 9-to-5 grind. I would go to work at 7 o'clock in the morning, so I wouldn't see the boys before they got up. My wife would get them ready for school. I would get home at 5 o'clock. I would spend 20 minutes, half an hour with the boys. We'd have dinner together. I'd spend another half an hour to an hour with them, help get them ready for bed. And then my wife and I would be that exhausted that we'd just go to bed and do it all again. And honestly, I've always been a fun-loving, happy-go-lucky guy. I found as soon as I had kids, that part of me died. That's for better or worse. I think it's part of becoming an adult and part of becoming a parent is that you have to take life more seriously because you're responsible for other people. And I became way more focused on providing the life that I didn't get to have as a child. I grew up in a single parent household, and that's all I ever wanted in life, is a family that was connected. And I could feel as we were getting more stuff and as we were being more and more successful and working hard for that, we were slowly disconnecting as a family. And I think this is a good segue into the start of what triggered us to actually start traveling full time. We had Liam before I had the business, when I was working for an agricultural company, and Liam and myself are as thick as thieves. And that's because when he was born, I spent a lot of time with him. When Riley was born, we had the business and we were just starting up the business. By the time Riley was 3, 4, 5 years old, he didn't get all those key touch points with me. It's subtle things like Liam would always come up to me and want a hug and, just want me to say goodnight to him. Riley, on the other hand, didn't want me to hug him, didn't want me to say goodnight to him. And this applied to my wife as well. My wife is absolutely amazing. She is the bedrock of our family unit. We were spending a lot of physical time together, but most of our life was transactional. We would be in the business. I would ask her for things. She would ask me for things. And because we were both so exhausted, we barely did the things we used to do before we had kids. Those spontaneous moments and doing things together and learning about each other. That doesn't end when you get married. That doesn't end when you have kids. That stuff, it just gets built on over time. And we went through a phase when we were trying to get this Australian dream, American dream, and just grinding and slogging it out, that we stopped doing that. For the first 10 years of our relationship, 15 years of our relationship, it was like that. You wake up and I look at Pauline and go, yep, we're going to start a new day. We're going to have a great day. And then, when we started the business and really got into the keeping up with the Joneses, that kind of fizzled out. So how did we go from the 9-to-5 drudgery grind to where we are today, traveling as a family and being a very, very close family unit that spends a lot of time together? One day I went to my wife and I said, this isn't working. Why are we doing this? I've got one child that doesn't want anything to do with me. I got another child that wants everything to do with me that I can't spend time with. And, you and I are just going through the motions. Like, we've got to do something drastic to change this. And we were lucky that my wife and I, Pauline, we had traveled before as backpackers for 7 months through Southeast Asia. We sat down and we watched some of the footage and videos when we did that trip last time in 2012. And I said to Pauline, why don't we do this again? So we sat down and we went, okay, well, logistically, this is not going to be an easy task. We've got a business that's set up to be in an office. The kids are in school. It was just felt like an insurmountable task, but we gave ourselves 6 months and said by this time in February, we want to be on the road traveling. And we made that commitment and we told everyone as a way of keeping that commitment to ourselves. And in regards to the kids, how they actually responded to this was surprisingly positive. I think it had to do with the fact that they were so young. They're only 7 and 8, so they see traveling around Asia as an adventure. And I keep asking them probably once every 2 weeks, are you still happy to be traveling? Are you enjoying it? Do you want to go back to Australia? Do you want to go back to school? And they're like, no, I don't want to change our life. As long as we're doing it as a family, they're happy to do it. If we were still living in the Australian dream in Australia, if I was to die tomorrow, my only memory the kids would really have of me is that I worked a lot. And that makes me genuinely sad, as opposed to being what I know I wanted to be as a dad, which is someone that really cared for them, someone that showed them how much they cared, someone that was really part of their life. And I think now if I was to die tomorrow after doing this trip, that would be the memory they have of me, a dad that really wanted to be a part of their life. And they may not necessarily appreciate that now, but they will once they have kids and they've seen the opportunity that they got to spend quality time with their parents that a lot of children don't get to have. So I remember this photo specifically. It was a Kawasan Falls in the Philippines, and it makes me very happy. It makes me smile on the inside and obviously on the outside too when I see this photo, because this wasn't staged. This wasn't a Instagram worthy photo. This was literally us rocking up to a waterfall, the boys ripping their shirts off and just playing with rocks. I swam around for a bit and then I started making a dam because I was like, there's all these rocks, let's make a dam. Then they started making it and then I slowly peeled off and started talking to people and they continued to do it. I was never able to do that in Australia. I never had enough downtime to be able to go, I'm okay being a kid with my kids and let's make a dam, because why not? It makes me so happy to think we've put them in a situation where they're just able to be kids and able to just be happy in the surroundings that they're in. In Australia, we created this environment that we thought would make us as a family happy, but the kids happy as well. We had a boat and all the fun stuff, but they never seemed to be happy with the stuff they had. And this photo accurately represents what I think full-time travel is about. Us being happy, seeing the kids being happy just with the things they have. Do you know the one bad thing that has come from us traveling full-time as a family for this long is that it actually makes me sad to think about all the memories we could have created if we had done this sooner. I really regret trying to chase the Australian dream. I wish I'd found that out 2 years ago or 3 years ago when the kids were younger, because I really feel like they would have got a lot more benefit from traveling like we are today. And I can honestly say, going back to Riley and Liam especially, Liam has only gotten closer to me. He's always going to be a dad's boy. But Riley now is as close, if not closer, than Liam is in his own way. So now he always comes up for a hug. He's always wanted to do things with me. And that is all I wanted to have as a parent, as a dad. When I first had Liam, I always said I was going to be a part of the things they enjoy to do. So I was always going to try and learn what they enjoy so I can be a part of it. I did that at the start, but as life ground me down, I really stopped doing that. And that is one thing I found in this trip that's made a massive difference. I've really started to be involved in the things that they enjoy, to the point where I'm playing Minecraft with them now. I never played Minecraft with the boys at home, but now I jump on once a day for 5-10 minutes. It doesn't have to be very long because I still have things to do. But I sit there for 10 minutes and I just play Minecraft with them. I sit there for 10 minutes and I punch a punching bag with them. I sit there for 10 minutes and I shoot hoops with them. It's stuff that I said I was going to do when I first had kids that life basically got in the way of, that because life is not getting in the way of anymore, it really makes it very frictionless to do that thing so I can connect with my boys on different levels that they enjoy. So at the end of the day, full-time traveling with your family is just a chance and a way to bond that's simply not possible when you're stuck in the routine of everyday life. And I know there's plenty of dads, mums, parents out there that feel exactly the same way that we felt a year ago, slowly losing the connections they'd built with their children as life gets more complex and you have more responsibility. If you feel like that, I honestly encourage you to just start exploring traveling as a way of filling that hole and filling that void in your heart that objects just simply can't fill. Because it's made an amazing, profound change on my family and my family's dynamic. The boys' memories of me will be, that time we were at Kawasan Falls and we built that dam. Those are the memories that the kids are going to have of me. And it's very hard to create those memories when you're only spending an hour or two a day with your family. So if you or your family are thinking of making this change, just subscribe to the channel. We've got a lot of content about how mechanically we did this, even just to get some inspiration and ideas on how to do it, because it's been one of the best things we've ever done as a family. So guys, stay safe and take care.